Welcome to today's episode of Perspective Podcast. This is episode 6, and I hope the mic is actually working this time. The laptop really preyed on my downfall and did not work last time. It did not take the mic. It did not take the mic audio. It was taking the laptop audio. It's working today. I did a mic check, so it should be working calm. We're on week 6, and I thank you for tapping in every week. Feeling good, feeling well, feeling injured. Man, I am injured. I'm literally currently wearing a compressor for my knee because my knee's messed up. I've been working too much, man. I've been doing too much work fitness wise and I've not been treating it well. Therefore, consequences, and the consequence is that I can barely do anything. I've not gone on a run. I've not gone on a proper run since last week. I did a 5k run on Friday and that messed everything. Hence why it's now messed up. And yeah, it's not good. It's really not good at all. But you know, you got to take acknowledgement and listen to the body and just rest. I think my toe is messed up too. My right toe and my left toe. There's so many things, man. It's actually frustrating. But we're still here. We're still present. Shout out to the degree because it will literally help me during these times. But week 6, Perspective Podcast. Let's get it. This has actually been an interesting week in terms of music. Firstly, 4x4 released, and till this day, I'm still not a big fan of it. I think it's cool. I'll like it when I hear it live. That's one thing I'll say. If I hear it live, I'll like it. I think it's that type of song that you need to hear live to actually appreciate it. And I can appreciate the sound. It sounds different, but I still don't think it's all that. And maybe in the future he's gonna release something. But I was looking at a tweet, and someone was saying which releases, like singles, are better, and he always releases singles that are different. He never releases singles that end up being the best. For example, K-pop, Franchise, Heist in a Room, 4x4. What else is there? But those are the main ones I can think about. K-pop is actually very underrated as a single. I'd put that number 3. Number 1, I'm probably gonna say Highest, and then number 2, I'm probably going to Escape Plan, and then number 2, I'm probably gonna have number 2 either Franchise, but the one with Future, not Mia, and then 3, K-pop, because K-pop is a really good song, and I don't think it should have got the hate that it got. Okay, it makes sense because it's not what we're expecting. It's not what we're expecting at all. But it really is a good song, and it does not deserve the hate. In fact, I'm gonna post a video about that song because K-pop is so catchy. It's very catchy, and yeah, it deserves more praise. But the songs, he ends up releasing the best songs on an album that are not a single, and I've realized that through the years. When he released Rodeo, I think Antidote was the single, but that's still not the best song. Butterfly Effect was a single on Astroworld, but that's not the best song in Astroworld. What else? And it was not even the biggest song. It's one of the biggest, but it wasn't the biggest. K-pop, of course, not the biggest, but it's not the best. If he really wanted to, he could have just dropped Fiend, but you all know he's not that type of artist to do that. He really could have put Sicko Mode as a single, but he didn't do that. He could have put Goosebumps as a single, but he doesn't do that. He doesn't put the biggest songs as a single. Also, I need to put Vaseline on. I'll be watching back at these videos and my lips be so dry. Give me a second. Okay, we are so back. Also, going back to Travis as well. This guy, he released Utopia off his Instagram bio. I saw that shit and I was like, damn. Utopia era is actually gone. It really is gone, and I'm happy that I got to see Utopia with my eyes. Yeah, that sounds so corny. You know, I'm actually happy that I got to see Utopia live, and it's a shame that not a lot of people have. I'm very grateful that I got to see Astroworld live as well. So I'm 2 for 2 right now, and I'm gonna see the next era at Coachella. That's gonna be iconic. I still can't wait for that. I did not know that Flixbus works in America. This is a little tangent, but I was looking for transport from LA to Coachella, and they're all looking expensive. So I was like, I'm not willing to pay ridiculous prices for coaches. On the Coachella website, it's like £100 something to get transport. from the airport or from wherever to Coachella from LA, and I'm not willing to do that. I looked, there's Flixbus, you can get Flixbus, paid like 50 something pound to go there and back. That is a bargain if you ask me. So far I've spent a lot of, nah, to be fair, I've spent a good amount of money to go LA. Flights were $457 for 2 weeks. That is a bargain itself. That is such a bargain. I looked at prices now the other day, and they're just around 500. So that would have been 600 if you add luggage. God is good, because that is, wow, I would have been screaming. I'm doing a payment plan for the Coachella tickets because that's expensive, and I'd rather just do the payment plan, get it, and just pay bit by bit, because we still have a lot of things to pay for. Literally did the Airbnb not long ago, which I'm happy about, and that is a 10-minute drive from the festival. I low-key wish I was camping, but if I'm going first time, I think it's best to be staying at a place that is close, and then next year if I go with someone or if I have no knowledge, I'll be able to camp, because I'm very blind and I've been looking at Reddit, but that's besides the point. Anyway, what was it on about? Oh yeah, the Utopia era is done for, and I'm excited to see what he's got with this new era. Now that he's a cornrow guy, who knows what he's gonna be onto? You know what I mean, he doesn't have the braids no more. He's on this cornrows wavelength. He realizes that having cornrows is the best because you can do bare patterns with it. And people are saying that his aura is back. Oh my god, I forgot to say, since when did his front taper get sorted out? How did he do that? How? His front taper used to be like his front taper used to be like this, and then all of a sudden now it's looking good. It's literally looking like mine. And I'm thinking, how did he do that? Because his front taper was actually very bad, to the point that you may as well just cut it off. But I genuinely think it's because he's been getting cornrows and just going out the front. I think that's all you can do. And as he was getting cornrows, you'd get the designs that like it'd go front, so the little hairs at the front would be growing, and it's worked. Shout out to his hairdresser. Shout out to the people who work with his hair, because that would have been tragic. That would have been really tragic if they did not sort that out. But he's actually back. He's actually back, and the aura is back. Especially now he's got this like backpack. He's got this backpack and keeps talking about it. But regardless, Travis is him, and me and Travis are going to be best friends at one point. I know I'm on a tangent of Travis a lot, but this guy just has been doing a lot this week. He was in Paris for Paris Fashion Week, and he was in the club. He's like Marmite. You could either hate him or love him at the club, because he's got so much energy. You could be thinking, yeah, this is too much. Or you could reciprocate the energy and be, this guy's lit. Because if I'm there and I see him, I'll be thinking, yeah, that's the guy. But if other people are seeing him, they're thinking, he's doing too much. Because he's actually doing too much sometimes. But you can't hate the guy, man. Just let him enjoy the night out. Sometimes he just gives acoustic vibes, autistic vibes, and there's nothing wrong with that. Don Toliver, he's back. Don Toliver previewed a song when he was at the club as well, and the song sounded really good. I don't really like to listen to snippets of songs because it ruins the anticipation. But it's Don Toliver. I had to tap in for a little bit, and that sounded really good. I can't wait for Don Toliver to be back with new music. But I also want him to sit with his Hearthstone Cycle album. The song that he previewed, Loki, sounds better than Hearthstone Cycle. Well, most songs of Hearthstone Cycle. I like Hearthstone Cycle, but I feel like I missed that melodic bag. You know what I mean? I missed that Life of a Don bag. And I'm not telling him to go back to that, but the melodic, I love that melodic shit that he does, bro. Not this like Hearthstone guitar shit, because we don't need that. But I do appreciate the art. But we don't need that. You get it? We don't need it. We really don't need it. Central C dropped his album, and his album is actually really good. I've always liked Central C. I've never thought that he's trash. He gets a lot of hate, but his music is good, and I'll forever say that. Obviously, his popular songs can be a bit too much, which is understandable. I don't listen to his popular songs as much. I listen to his underrated songs, and I could probably make a video about that. But his album, Can't Rush Greatness, is a valid album. I'm gonna go through my favourite songs on the album. The production is actually very good for a UK album. You can tell that he dived into different genres, which not a lot of artists do. other than the main ones, Dave, Skepta. A lot of artists, like UK artists, they choose to stick on the same UK beat, which there's nothing wrong with that because hey, it's what you do best. But it's good to switch it up, and I feel like he did do that on most songs. My favorite songs on the album is I like Gata, Up North, Top Freestyle. I really like Now We're Strangers. It just hits, doesn't it? It really just hits. I really like Walking Wardrobe. Can't Rush Greatness with Dave and 10. If only it was longer though. It was just a bit short, but regardless, it's a good album and I like it. There's a couple lows, I can't lie. For example, Must Be. I feel like it's very generic. So is Truth and the Lies. But I do like Lil Durk's part. That's about it. Other than that, it's a bit of a miss for me. There's another one I'm not really that keen on. I'm not really keen on St. Patrick's, but it is cool. I'm not a big fan of Gen Z Love is cool, but I just wouldn't listen to it. And Band for Band. The one with 21 Savage, GBP, that one's a good song. But other than that, the album's good though, and I'll definitely be listening to it more. Of course, it's going to go #1, and I know for a fact that it's going to break a lot of records. It already has broken records. Like let me tell you real quick. Central C Can't Rush Greatness was streamed 22.5 million times in its opening day on Spotify. It becomes the biggest streaming day of the year so far for a rap album. That is more than Lil Baby's album. That is ridiculous, you know. That is more than Lil Baby's album. But of course, 22 million, that's still good for a UK album. Not a lot of artists do that, and this, literally, listen to this. Biggest opening day streams ever for a UK rap album. Most streamed UK rap album of all time on Spotify. Biggest streaming day of all time for a UK rapper. Damn. It sounds like I'm glazing, but he's actually going crazy with this album, and this is just the first couple of days. So I said that he's going to sell, I feel like he's going to sell 85k. I genuinely think he will sell that, and it's going to be the biggest UK rap album, and it's going to do numbers. He's definitely going to do a tour, and I'll be there because I feel like it will actually be sick just to see him. He's a good performer as well. He doesn't really use backing track, and that's what I can appreciate. He's a good performer. Obviously, he doesn't do too much, but he just raps his shit, and that's valid. You can just appreciate it. He's not obviously like a Stormzy where he has just bare energy. He's like a chill type of guy. Him and Dave are very similar when it comes to performing. Skepta has a little bit more energy. I really like Skepta's performing, but as well, Central C, he's a good performer. And what I want to say about the album as well, he talks about how the record label. I saw a tweet about it somewhere. I can't find it, but it was something along the lines like, these record labels, they don't care if you're in a gang or not, as long as you come with these big hit songs, because it will be more money and exposure for the label, and whenever we're finished with you, we'll throw you in a ditch. And it's crazy how true that is, because there's so many artists. For example, taking Lil Durk, bro, he's literally like OTF. He's literally one of the biggest gangs, and his label just keep exposing him, and he's in jail. They do not give a toss. It's crazy how people can turn on you, or brands or labels can turn on you just from one little thing. But when you're bringing them money, when you're bringing them exposure, it's a green light. It really shows the dark side of the industry. And regardless, this is to say, do not get involved in none of that stuff, bro. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. I said on the album review that I don't see Central C as that type of guy to be I don't see Central C to be that type of guy to be trapping, because he just doesn't look like that. He doesn't give that vibe. But yeah, it just shows a dark vibe about being in the industry, as well as being in an environment of guns and stuff, because it's a scary world. And I'm very grateful and fortunate that I was raised in an area filled with love. My mom, my sister, and my area, surprisingly, is a good area. I wasn't raised in a bad area, but if you go a bit down, the area that I'm from is just a bit loud. But my area is it's peaceful and it's quiet to the least, to the point that there's no one on this road that is part of that lifestyle. Well, there was, but I always kept to myself, and I'm very grateful about that, because yeah, that's one thing that I'll teach my kids, that all my kids will never have to go through any of that, because I never went through that. So why should you? and I want to be able to just show that there's so much more to life than all this stuff. And to anyone listening to this, do not get involved in any of that stuff. It's not worth it at all. It is not worth it. Literally, if Sench can say it, if all these people can say it, then take that advice, because it's not worth it. And as well, one more thing about Central C, he gets a lot of hate, and you could tell that it rubs him a little bit. You can tell he gets under his skin a little bit, but he just keeps going, and he doesn't talk too much on socials, but he lets the music do his talking. And he says that numerous times. He said it on Platboy Max's stream, and it's a fact. Speaking of Platboy Max, he's on a W run this year, and his stream with Central C was actually funny. The song that he made, what was it called? 24 Hours. That's a really good song. If that was on the album, that would have been actually very good. But Platboy Max, he's a really good streamer, and I've been watching him. I watched him since 2021 or 2020, when he was reacting to songs and he didn't like any of the songs. And I remember just watching him. This was when he was at his old crib, and he used to have his what hairstyle did he have? He used to have braid singles. I actually used to be a big fan of watching him, and he used to have the Golden State poster or flag in his room. But those were the times, and to see the growth now, all you can do is just appreciate it, and just it's motivating. It really is motivating, and if he can do it, then so can we. By the way, it's raining, so this rain is going crazy. It actually is going crazy. But yeah, Platboy Max, W, Central C, W. Him and H beefing, which is very random. Why is Central C and H beefing? You know what I mean? But H actually cooked on the beef, no pun intended. But H actually cooked, and Central replied in the comments. But I don't think he's that type of guy to reply. He gives that type of vibe that he does not care enough to reply. He just wants to do his thing and just keep stepping. We like a little bit of drama, especially rap beef. I saw a tweet saying America got Kendrick and Drake, and we're getting Central C and H. But we're not forgetting that we got Skepta, we got Skepta and Chip, we got Stormzy and Willie, we got Stormzy and Wiley, we got Chip and Stormzy. Whoa, we got everyone beefing. Those were the biggest ones, bro. We're not forgetting that. We got Bugsy Malone and Chip. Those were the biggest ones. Like, that literally shits on the Kendrick and the Drake ones, because those UK ones, history. But Central C and H, that's just funny to me. I'm just an outsider that likes both sides and just likes to watch things from both perspectives. Anyway, we're going to talk about the Brit nominees. The Brit nominees are happening 1st of March or 2nd of March, around that time. And they released their nominees the other day, and I'm going to talk about them, because boy, oh boy, these Brit nominees are kind of stinky. Best R&B Act. This is actually a W list. Cleo Sol, Flo, Joseph Smith, Michael, and Ray. This is a really good list. And if I was to eliminate one already, I'ma say Georgia Smith. She hasn't released much last year. She didn't really release much last year. She only released a couple songs. So to give it to her is a bit crazy. I don't listen to Michael I don't listen to Michael enough, so I can't really have a say on that. Ray, she's just in a bag. Did she drop last year? I don't think she did drop last year. I think she just dropped singles. She dropped that song, Genesis. Is it Genesis? Well, she dropped that song, and that song is actually really good. And it's like a 9-minute or 6-minute song. Very good song. The production really good. And she dropped her live performance that she did. I forgot where it is, in like France or something. Really good. So, hey, I wouldn't be mad if they give it to her again. But she cleaned up last year. So, if she cleans up again with this nominee, then she deserves it. And then the Cleo Sol, man. I love Cleo Sol. But she didn't drop anything. She dropped a single last year. So giving it to her would be kind of crazy. But I've never seen her get an R&B Act nominee. But she deserves it. She deserves to actually have a nominee, because I don't think I've seen her get nominated for a Brit. Or maybe I'm just late. Then we have Flo. And I'll be honest, I'd give it to Flo, because they dropped the album last year. The album got good reviews. I've never heard it, but it's a good album. It's a good album from what people are saying. And from the albums and it makes sense to give it to Flo. Best pop act: Charlie XCX, Dua Lipa, Jade, Lola Young, Miles Smith. Hey man, just give it to Charlie, bro. Dua Lipa, her album is kind of mid. I don't even listen to Brat, but I can appreciate Brat more than Radical Optimism. That's just a fact. Best hip hop act and grime and rap act. And listen to this list. So, Central C, Dave, Gets, Little Sims, Stormzy. So, I don't know why Dave is here. He did not drop shit last year. He did not drop anything last year. He only dropped 1 or 2 features. How can you give that to him when he has not dropped anything? Make it make sense. Stormzy, he only did features. Why is he having the nominee? Little Sims, she dropped last year, but it was nothing to do with rap. It was like a funk album and like a dance album, and then she dropped like a song, but only at the start of this year, and she's been doing features. But I don't understand Brit, you know. I don't understand the Brit nominees, because they nominate artists that haven't really been dropping. The Grammys do not do this. Brit Awards should take notes. Gets released an album, fair. So I'd actually give it to Gets, because he dropped an album and his album is really good. Central C, he only dropped songs and features. I don't know why they'd give it to him. Like, if they give it to him, then fairs. But yeah, just give it to Gets, bro. Give it to Gets. Best alternate rock act. Hey, I see Sam Fender. Just give it to Sam Fender, bro. International Song of the Year. And man, Beautiful Things, Texas Hold'em, Birds of a Feather, Good Luck Babe, End of Beginning, Houdini, Too Sweet, Loving on Me. First of all, Loving on Me dropped in 2023. I don't know why he's giving it. I don't know why he's having the nominee when that song dropped in 2023. That's ridiculous. That is actually so ridiculous. When I saw that, I could not believe my eyes, bro. That dropped in 2023. Anyway, Stick Season, I Had Some Help, Espresso, A Bar Song, Fortnite, Lose Control, and $1 Million Baby. Just give it to Birds of a Feather. Birds of a Feather shits on every single song, but I know that they're gonna do something to either give it to, they're gonna find a way to give it to Taylor Swift, or to Sabrina Carpenter, or to Beyonce, but give it to Billie Eilish, bro. Birds of a Feather is a top tier song. And then, yeah, there's International Group of the Year. Amel and the Sniffers. I don't know who they are. The Confidence Man. Okay. Fountains DC. Fairs. Future and Metro Boomin. And Linkin Park. Hey man, give that shit to Future and Metro Boomin. But I just know that they're gonna give it to Fountains DC. And then it's International Artist of the Year. Ashake, which is a random pick, but fairs, because he actually dropped a good album last year. Benson Boone, Beyonce, Billie Eilish, Chapel Rowan, Kendrick Lamar, Sabrina Carpenter, Taylor Swift, and Tyler the Creator. See, man, Kendrick Lamar, bro, I'm fucking sick. I'm so sick. They really giving Kendrick everything. But if you was to ask me who deserves the International Artist of the Year, I'd actually give it to this rain. I'd give it to Billie Eilish. Bro, Hit Me Hard and Soft is such a good album. It's a generational album, bro. It's gonna be an album that is gonna be remembered for years. And I feel like that's her best album. But they're probably gonna give it to Sabrina or Chapel Rowan or just some shit. Album of the Year. Brat, Radical Optimism, Dance No One's Watching, Puja of Ecstasy, and a song Lost of World. Songs of a Lost World. Hey man, just give it to Brat. Then it's Artist of the Year. Beabadoobee. What the heck? Beabadoobee, Central C, Charlie XX, Dua Lipa, Fred Again, Jamie XX, Michael, Nia Archives, Rachel, and Sam Fender. This is actually a valid list, but again, give it to Charlie XX. And where is Billie Eilish? I don't understand how she's not on this list, you know. I can't lie. Of course she's on the international artist, but overall, she stood on business. Giving it to Central C is crazy. You know what I mean? Giving it to Central C is crazy. But give it to Charlie, bro. She had the most nominees of of the 2025 Brit Awards. Last year it was Ray, and she cooked. So this is gonna be Charlie XCX's year. Mark my words. Mark my words, bro. Fred again is a valid shout because he dropped a valid album. Sam Fender too, but he didn't drop an album last year. So I don't know. They just put anyone on that list. Bro, listen to this. Song of the year. They really have Thick of It by KSI on there. Man, bro, music is actually doomed. Music is actually doomed. Thick of It. I hear it because it was a monumental song, but not musically. The song is actually for it to be nominated for Song of the Year is ridiculous. But anyway, the list goes Now and Then by the Beatles, Kisses, Band for Band, Guess, Backbone, Feels Like I'm Falling in Love, Training Season, Angel of Dreams, Kalani, Thick of It, Stargazing, Not Travis 2. Man, they should. It's not the Travis one. And Some Days. If you were to ask me who deserves to get this Song of the Year, I would not be surprised if they give that shit to the Beatles. But who I think deserves to get it, yeah, in terms of how big it's gone. Hey, fuck it. I'ma say Jordan with Kalani. Fuck it, because Kalani was everywhere. It actually was everywhere. So hey, give it to them. But I wouldn't be mad if they give it to Backbone because that one went crazy. As well as I wouldn't be mad if they give it to Charlie XCX. As well as Central C. That would piss a lot of people off. That would piss a lot of people off. Brit Awards, we will be there. And who knows, I might get invited to be at the Brit Awards this year. I might be in my presenting bag. So Brit Awards, if you're watching this, if you see this, shout me. You know, I'm good at presenting. I can present at the awards or something. Be a part of whatever you have for the Brit Awards. We can be there. Let's work together. Feel free to message me. Feel free to message me because I love you. I also saw something. Kendrick Lamar is doing his Super Bowl performance, of course, and he has SZA as a guest artist. Man, Kendrick and SZA, bro. I feel sorry for Drake because he really said SZA got you wiped down, and now look at them. They're best friends now. Like every time they're together, I'll be crying, bro. I'd be sick. Drake is taking it. No, he's not taking L's, but he's taking L's. He's discharged from the lawsuit, but the lawsuit are saying fuck it, we're going back again. And he's got his Australia tour going on in February, but he's not posting anything about his charges. But he's doing all this tour stuff, like acting like nothing is happening. But at the same time, he's got his house in LA or in Calabasas that has been struggling to be sold, and he's been selling it for rent so that people can purchase it monthly or whatever because no one's actually buying it. Man, Drake is actually cooked. My goat is cooked. They really got this guy act like say he's a villain, but he's not. He's not. You know what I mean? He's the GOAT. He just needs to drop. Him and Pie Next Door just need to drop. And the world will be at peace. The world will be at peace. I mentioned earlier that I'm not going to the gym. I'm not working out. I'm choosing to rest. Stinky times. But hey, man, it happens. It really does happen. Oh, I listened to Mac Miller, The Divine Feminine. Very good album. I like it. I low-key prefer it to Swimming. Maybe, maybe not. Nah, I need more time. But The Divine Feminine is a good album. I think I'm either going to listen to Circles next or Good AM. A lot of people are saying to listen to Kids, but I might just listen to Circles and then Good AM. I like how I'm listening to all these albums in like different orders, which I know is a bit crazy, but there's no rules here. You know what I mean? There's no rules. My favourite song on The Divine Feminine is We, or Congratulations, of course. I really like Please Goddamn. I really like Dang. I also like Stay. It's a good album. It really is a good album. R.I.P. Mac, because he's a GOAT. He actually is one of them, for real. I was on TikTok the other day, or this was last night. I was on TikTok just scrolling and I saw Vivo. Bro, who remembers Vivo? Vivo is such an era. I used to watch so many music videos on Vivo. I even had the app. Bro, I was invested in Vivo, and it's crazy how things just change because Vivo's fall off needs to be studied, man. I don't know what's happened to Vivo, but they need to make a comeback with these things because I actually don't know what happened. I'm actually going to do some research on what's happened with Vivo because they used to go crazy, but now they're just stinking the joint. They're just stinking the joint. But yeah, Vivo was that type of platform that music videos were very important, and till this day it still is, but music videos don't really get as much appreciation no more like they used to, because everyone's attention span is just short. Everyone has TikTok, or everyone just chooses to watch the clips instead of a full music video. But I love music videos, man. They're so important. They are actually very important. If you're making it far on this episode, make sure you like, comment, and to just talk your shit in the comments. And I hope you're enjoying this podcast too. We're on episode 6, and I'm very grateful and very thankful that you have tapped in. And I'm very grateful to be able to continue to be doing these podcasts 6 weeks in, and I can't wait for episode 10. But I'm trying to stay present and to keep going, because this is an achievement, and who would have thought it? We're making little investments. You know, I've got a mic now, and we just keep staying consistent, because I see this as growth, and I see this as fun, as a passion from the heart, and I love doing this. So thank you to anyone who's watching this, and I appreciate you so much, because it means a lot to me, and this is all I really want to do. I'd be so happy doing this for the rest of my life, and I don't care about the exposure. I mean, I care a little bit, but I don't care. I don't care too much. I could do this for fun, no matter what number it's on, and we'll keep going, because I believe that this can go far, even if it doesn't or not. It's just a passion, and I love doing it. I love talking about music, and I love talking about anything to do with music and stuff, or fitness or life. And yeah, I'll forever keep doing these podcasts, because it's my true passion, and I love doing it so much. But yeah, thank you. My favorite songs right now, yeah, I think it may be the same, to be fair. I'll be listening to a lot of gospel recently. Yesterday or the day before, I got put on Jordan G. Welch. Man, I'm halfway through the album. It's a good album. There's this song called Forever Yahweh. Top tier song. Throne, top tier. Because He Lives, top tier. And Beatitudes, top tier. And How Much More. That is all one run, you know. Like, that is just one consistent run. Bro, that is just one run. I love albums when they have a really good run. But yeah, it's a really good album. And if you're a Christian, or if you like gospel, then tap into that. I never used to be against gospel, but I just used to feel like there's no point listening to it. But I understand it now. Me and gospel are locked in. You gotta have a balance. I mean, as much as I love to listen to rap and all these different genres, gospel and the word of God is where it's at. And that's a fact. That is a big fact. As well as I'll still be listening to Countless Greatness. I'll be listening to My Dear Melancholy. I'm gonna make a video about that, bro. I love that album. I love that album so much. But yeah, I've just been listening to albums. I haven't really been listening to songs individually, but I really like My Dear Melancholy. That's my favourite weekend project, and it deserves more praise. And this rain is ridiculous. I think that may be it with the topics to talk about, because I've gone, oh my gosh, to finish the pod, I'm gonna briefly talk about this. I see this thing on Twitter when a lot of people complain about people saying it's the same flow every time, we're bored of the same flow every time. People are so contradictive, very contradictive, because the second an artist would change their flow, someone in the comments would be like, oh, this shit is whack, this is mid. You literally ask them to change their flow, and they change their flow and you don't like it. You really cannot please everyone in music, and the last thing that an artist should ever do is listen to those comments, because if it works, it works. Of course, switch up your style, but you don't have to switch your flow every time, because if it's working, then who cares about people saying the same flow? Let the work do the talking, and don't ever listen to these comments. I find them comments so jarring, because it's the same people that say the same flow every time that comment mid, and I don't understand people that comment mid on the comments or something. Like, I could never comment mid or same flow every time. Like, I could not comment that. I could not comment. I don't see the point in commenting. Like, people actually do find the need to comment, and it's crazy to me, but I hear your voice, your opinion, but if you ain't got nothing good to say, don't say it. But who am I to judge? You know what I mean? I'm not here to judge at all. I just find it crazy, and I can't judge, you know what I mean? But yeah, same flow every time, that stuff just needs to chill out. Because look what happened to the baby, bro. A lot of people were complaining about him giving the same flow. He changed the flow, and then that shit just went downhill. Like, those people that say same flow are really like preying on your downfall. But hey, we're just here for some good music, you know what I mean? You gotta love the comments sometimes because the comments are actually very funny. You can't hate on the comments because they be cooking. They low-key be the funniest part of the post. I think that's all I've got for today's podcast. I hope you guys have enjoyed. The rain is still going crazy. I've got all my equipment. I'm gonna have to run into the house with my equipment because this is not it. And yeah, this is week 6 of the Perspective podcast. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all of that, and I'll see you guys next week.